Hi, I'm Sabrina from Huawei Developers and welcome to Huawei Tutorial Series. In this video, I'm going to explain what rewarded video ads are and how to integrate them. Let's get started. What are reward ads? Have you ever played a game and suddenly your lives or money ends? Have you noticed how the app offers you extra lives or money in exchange for watching an ad? These exactly are reward ads. Rewarded ads are full-screen video ads that reward users for watching them. A rewarded ad is displayed when a user achieves a level, obtains items or bonus points, upgrades skills in a game, etc. They are usually shown in video format, hence they get the name rewarded video ads. What prerequisites do we need to start integrating a reward ad? Well, first, we will need to establish all the development environment requirements. Then we need to conclude all the necessary steps in the App Gallery console side. Afterwards, we will need to integrate the HMS Core SDK, followed by the necessary permissions. You also need to add the agconnectservices.json file to your app. To download the agconnect services JSON file, go to Project Settings and click General Information. In the App Information area, you can download the file. Then copy the agconnect services JSON file to the app directory of your Android Studio project. The next step is adding AdsKit dependency in the Dependencies block. You can find the latest version on the Huawei Developer official website. First, open the build Gradle file in the app directory. Add build dependencies in the Dependencies block. And before building the APK, configure the obfuscation configuration file to prevent the HMS Core SDK from being obfuscated. To call the capabilities of AdsKits, you must apply for some permissions like the network state and the Wi-Fi state in the Android manifest XML file of your app. Now, you can initialize the Ads SDK in your application class or your main activity. Create a class and extend it from the application class. Override the onCreate method. Initialize the HWAds method. Also, don't forget to add the application class name in the manifest file. Now that our preparations are done, we can proceed with integrating rewarded ads. Firstly, how do we create a rewarded ad? To create a rewarded ad, we have to simply create a rewarded ad object in our activity code file. After we have created a rewarded ad object, we can now load it using the loadAd method of the reward ad. In the loadAd method parameters, we include a loadAd listener, which serves to notify us if an ad is loaded successfully or else failed to do so. Once you load a rewarded video ad, you then have the possibility of displaying it in the screen. However, we have to check if the ad is loaded in our code through the isLoaded method and act accordingly to the result. Let's examine the example of creating a rewarded ad from the beginning. Declare the necessary permission in the Android manifest file. Declare the ad ID and initialize your rewarded ad object. Afterwards, override onCreate and call your create reward ad function within the onCreate method. Create a create rewarded ad function outside the onCreate and create a new reward ad object. Implement a null check for the reward ad object. Then, create a new reward ad load listener and implement the members of the listener. Lastly, call the loadAd method of your reward ad object with the necessary parameters. First, do a check if the ad is loaded using isLoaded method of the reward ad object. If ad is loaded, implement the show method of the reward ad object with the necessary parameters and members. When testing rewarded ads, use the dedicated test ad unit ID to load test ads. This avoids invalid ad clicks during the test. You should be able to receive a real ad ID before releasing your app by going to the official website of Huawei Ads Publisher Service and clicking Start Now. You then sign in to Huawei Ads Publisher console, apply for a formal ad unit ID, and replace the test ad unit ID with a formal one. For details, please refer to our official documents. The last part of our video consists of performing server-side verification callbacks. These are very important since they notify the media server that a user needs to be rewarded for watching a rewarding ad. But how can we receive callbacks? This process can be done in 6 easy steps, which we have displayed in the screen and will be explaining in the upcoming slides. Configure reward information for a rewarded ad. For this, you need to sign into your Huawei Ads Publisher console. Then go to My Apps, click on Add Ad Unit, select the rewarded ad, and Next. On the newly displayed page, set the reward type and quantity, and after clicking Advanced Settings, you can set the server-side verification URL. Optionally, you can set the data and user ID for a rewarded ad object before requesting the rewarded ad. If you, however, choose not to set them, the reward grant will still be received, but the data and user ID will not be present in the server-side callback. Next, obtain the content to be verified. After a user watches a rewarded ad, the Huawei ad server sends the parameters to be verified as well as the key ID and signed to the verification URL we received in Step 1. A request example is shown in the slides. After receiving the content, we need to encapsulate the content to be verified and remove any parameters that we receive as null from the URL. The next step in this process would be to obtain the public key list by one of the methods presented in the slide. To receive more details on the methods used, you can visit our official website. Lastly, we can perform the verification by following these two simple steps. 1. Use key ID to find the base 64 encoded public key from the public key list. 2. Use param content data, public key, and sign as the input parameters of the SHA-256 with RSA digital signature algorithm to perform the verification. Thank you for watching. For more detailed information, you can visit developer.huawei.com.